Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. If the body can get sick, it can also get well. Lifestyle is the medicine. So the choices we make every single day will determine the kind of health we're going to have. So that really is what it comes down to. Our choices matter. So whatever you struggle with, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're walking through, whatever you have dealt with, okay, most of us deal with stuff, right? Everybody has stuff that they walk through. So whatever you're walking through, just know that your choices matter, that your health can turn around, that your life can get better, that whatever has been done wrong to you, you can do right and you can turn around. I've seen it time and time and time again. So you don't have to be stuck, that you really can begin to build and rebuild and have the kind of life that was designed for you. But it really comes down to the choices that you're making every single day. And the choices that you make matter. Those choices you're making every single day, they matter. And we want to help you. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. It's InShapeNetwork.com, and you can check out everything that we have going there to help you and encourage you and give you the kind of life our prayer is that you can live and really begin to thrive. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. So let's kick off and go on the phones with Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Okay, I've gained about 10 pounds from my waist down, and my legs feel heavy, and I've had a lot of loose, gassy stools in the past several months, and I need help. Thank you.
So a couple of things really to think about, and I think is really important too. When you go through kind of a season where your body's not, it's just acting a certain way, you gain weight in areas that you normally would never gain weight, or your body's feeling a certain way, or it's acting a certain way, or certain medications you start have to taking for whatever, blood pressure or whatever it might be. In this case, you always want to look at a couple things. One, you want to step back and look at the entire picture. You always want to do that. So you want to look and see, okay, what am I doing? Like, where's my body headed? Am I eating the right kind of foods? Am I doing the right kind of things? You want to look at all that, okay? Because all that really does matter. Now, the other thing you have to do is to make sure your exercise patterns are right. And if you're doing everything right, and if you feel like you're doing everything the way that it needs to be done, if you really feel like you're following a game plan and following the kind of the way, if you will, to keep everything balanced, if you're really doing all that, then it's going to come down to a couple things. Blood work's one of my favorite ways to figure things out. Okay, it's a great tool. Testing is important. Testing has value. Testing is vital. But I would look into that, and I would check in deep, and I would look and say, okay, this is where I need to go. And the testing will show you that. So blood work, nutritional deficiencies, weaknesses in the body, you can figure a lot of that out. And especially with weight gain, I would look at the hormones. Now, there's two different types and ways of looking at it. So when you talk to your doctor, you want to talk about regular labs. So there's typical what we call blood tests for the different type of estrogens, progesterone, growth hormone, testosterone, all of that sort of thing. So you need to look at all that. But then there are other things that need to be looked at. Okay, there are other components that really need to be honed in and dialed in that are really important. And saliva testing is a way to see the production of the hormones. It's the best way to see that. So that's one of the better ways to really get all that figured out, is to kind of build in that regard. And you can really figure a lot out along those lines. So that's what I would look at first and foremost, is to figure out what the hormones are doing. Because if you haven't lost any weight, or if you feel stuck, or if there's just belly fat just sitting there, right? No matter what you do, you eat perfect, you exercise, I get all that. But if it's just sitting there and it won't change, then that's probably what's going on and needs to be looked at, because that's a big piece of the overall journey. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. You can give us a call or go to the website, go to InShapeNetwork.com. So 9 facts if you're looking at back pain. A lot of people get back pain and really don't know what's going on. Now, sometimes you could have an injury, right? You lean over, and this is pretty typical. You lean over, you pick something up, you twist to put it on a shelf, and you get the pain. And all that could be an issue. A lot of times it's just something along the lines of what we call kind of a sporadic back pain that comes out of nowhere, and there's a serious condition called AS or ankylosing spondylitis. Matter of fact, 26 million Americans aged 20 to 64 will experience back pain frequently, according to the CDC, and with no injury. Okay? But although the name ankylosing spondylitis is a type of arthritis that strikes the spine, it can move to other joints and affects about 1% of the U.S. population. But there's some facts about AS that you need to know, and it's probably good just to be able to differentiate it even when you go to your doctor so you can be educated on it. But ankylosing spondylitis strikes at a young age. So most arthritis will catch you older. AS shows up between the age of 17 and 45. It peaks at the onset at 20 to 30 years old. So that's when it has its worst effect. But children over 45, or people over 45 rather, can be affected as well. Back pain is a common symptom of ankylosing spondylitis as well. And it's not the only sign of ankylosing spondylitis, but besides the effect on the spine, the AS can also cause problems with the joints of the hips, shoulders, ribs, heels, hands, and feet. And the joints aren't the only body parts affected by AS. Besides the joints, a lot of the manifestations of the AS include the eyes. So it can affect the eyes, called uveitis. It can cause acute eye pain, blurred vision, sensitivity to light. It can affect all of that. And men are at greater risk for ankylosing spondylitis than even women. So the condition occurs 2 to 3 times more often with men than it does with women. AS, or ankylosing spondylitis, is what shows a lot of the hunchback appearance that you might see. Now, a lot of that is shown with women. Men do show it as well. That what we call a kyphosis. So it's an unnatural curvature of that upper back, that hunchback, right? It shows that. So a lot of times that's ankylosing spondylitis. Now, we're talking about ankylosing spondylitis. You're listening to On Call Radio right here on the InShape Network. You can go to InShapeNetwork.com and check us out there. You can always give us a call, too, at 888-283-7272. So ankylosing spondylitis can cause the spine to fuse. That's another big issue. So ankylosing spondylitis, as the name suggests, fuses the spine, and the ligaments surrounding the spine become bony tissue. And the term bamboo spine is commonly used, and the spine becomes one long and rigid bone. And that becomes, let me tell you, I've seen it, worked with a lot of patients with that, and it is extremely painful, something that they really, really struggle with. So again, these are some major symptoms that you see. Again, if you have any of those symptoms and you're younger, you always want to get it checked out. Go to your physician, chiropractic physician, someone that can check and see, do x-rays and do an analysis to see exactly where your body is and what's happening with it. And that's one of the best tools for you to follow for something like AS. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. You're listening to On Call Radio right here on the InShape Network. Go to InShapeNetwork.com.
If you're looking for increased strength, increased endurance, and better recovery, then look no further than an all-natural nutritional supplement called creatine hydrochloride. Concrete is the brand, and it's the most absorbable form of creatine hydrochloride found today. Now, creatine is not just for athletes. You probably heard that before, but creatine hydrochloride is for the everyday person looking to improve their health. Listen, I started taking creatine in college when I was a strength and conditioning coach at Florida State University, and I've taken it ever since my college years, and it's made a massive difference in my life. Everything in my body, I believe, is functioning better because of creatine. Creatine hydrochloride I've moved over to using Concrete, and it is the best form of creatine on the market. Concrete creatine hydrochloride is available at most Walmart stores and on Walmart.com or any store that carries nutritional supplements. Just make sure to look for Concrete brand creatine hydrochloride and watch your endurance, your strength, and your recovery and your immune system get boosted today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
Your health it's your greatest wealth. Did you know that? So the choices you make today can and will determine the kind of health you're going to have tomorrow. So our choices, they matter every single day. So whatever you struggle with, know this. If the body can get sick, it can also get well. Our lifestyles are medicine. So don't let anybody tell you anything different. Our lifestyle is what makes everything happen. And that's the good news, because a lot of that means that you're in control, right? So it means that you can take charge of that. So nobody can take responsibility for your health but you. You have to take responsibility. So your choices, what you eat every single day, is up to you. It's like if you need that motivation. What I don't like, a really good friend of mine right now is just getting his heart checked out, and he's in his 40s, and I'm sitting there going, and he eats terrible. So the reason I do a lot of this, and one of the main reasons I do it, is so you don't ever get to that point. So you don't ever get to the point where you think that you don't ever get to the point where you think, okay, I'm okay, I'm good. Why do you have to get scared and think something's cancer or a heart attack or whatever for you to like, oh my, okay, I'm starting to drink water every day. I'm going to drink water. I'm going to eat my vegetables. Why does it take that? Why do you have to get scared? Why do you have to even get to that point, right? Why do you have to be 50 pounds overweight before you go, oh man, now I need to drop weight? Why does that have to happen? Why do you have to get scared of cancer when you're 60 because you don't like eating green vegetables? I mean, really? We're not 10. Okay, you got to get to a place where you're doing things because it's the right thing to do, and it makes good decisions for your overall health. And that's what we want to see you do here on the show. I mean, the reality is, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. Lifestyle is the medicine. And that's what we want to teach you each and every day. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Let's get on the phones and go to Paul. Hi, Paul.
I have neuropathy, and I've heard that I can get rid of it. It has something to do with the 7th lumbar in my spine.
Yes, so that is true. So neuropathy, there's some different ways to get rid of that. Neuropathy, if it depends on if it's in your neck or if it's in your legs, or I'm sorry, if it's in your arms or in your legs. If it's in your arms, then the general root cause of that is coming from your lower neck. So C7, C6. The next one in line is called T1. And it's somewhere in that region that's usually a restriction. There is a diminishment, what we call a degeneration, DJD, of that area that could be affected. And you just have to kind of figure that out and kind of see where that is. But yeah, that is something that can definitely be handled, and something that can be helped too at the same time. So I would look at that. Now, there's some great things you can do for neuropathy now more than ever. There is a new treatment out called stem cell therapy. And they're using stem cell therapy mostly for orthopedics. They have, but for over 20 plus years, they've been using stem cell therapy in Europe, and now it's cleared in the United States. And they're using it for various treatments. They're even using it for diabetes. And again, this is not evidence-based, and it's not double-blind studied. But there are clinics that are doing that, and they're getting results. So the studies will increase as the use of it increases. And I believe there's a lot of pilot studies going on right now around stem cell. But major hospitals are using them now, which I think is promising to know that they've implemented that in some of their structure of how they treat patients. Because it does. It gives a new level of hope to people, and especially for quality of life, it really jumps in on that side of it and makes a big difference. So I would look at, for neuropathy, I would look into stem cell therapy. Plus, you've got the different vitamins that can help. A lot of times there's a B6 vitamin deficiency, and taking in the B6 in an activated form, it's called pyridoxine, or there's pyridoxal 5-phosphate, but it really, that version of it is much better for a lot of the brain chemistry related issues. But I would look at pyridoxine. It really can make a big difference. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. You can give us a call or go to the website, go to InShapeNetwork.com. We're here for you each and every day. And remember, whatever you're struggling with, doesn't matter if it's diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, fibromyalgia, the major key that you have to look at is, can you make the right kind of choices? Can you step up and do the right things every single day? You don't have to be perfect. I mean, if you can do it 90% of the time, that's what I teach. 90% of the time, if you'll just follow the game plan. 10% of the time, you can mess up. You can plan mess ups. I mean, you can eat a couple of junk meals a week. You can do that sort of thing. It won't mess everything up. You'll do great. Matter of fact, I schedule that. I do that myself. So I do the things that I teach. I follow the same principles, and it really does. If you want to have a good lifestyle, you want to have good health, and you want to follow in those kind of footsteps, you just have to make good choices. Our choices that we make today really, really, they matter. Go to the website, InShapeNetwork.com. Now, kids, the risk of parental smoking persists in long-term ill issues with the health. All right, so here's the deal. If you smoke and you have kids, you got to stop. Like, that's not just your doctor saying you need to stop, it's bad for you. That's not just a commercial that says, your teeth are going to rot out, and they got the person that talks like this because they have no voice box, right? All the scary commercials. You need to stop because the secondhand smoke is even more dangerous for the kids in the home. I don't care if you go outside and smoke. If you go outside and smoke, it's on your clothes. You come inside, you hug your kids, you walk around the house. There's a thing called third-hand smoke. And if you have kids, you got to stop. That's just all there is to it. There's too many health challenges that they've done and they've studied with kids and the parents that smoke, and what showed up in the kids as a result of them smoking and what that actually did. So there's a whole laundry list of what can happen with that. So I would definitely look into that. And if you need help, there's a whole helpline that we can help you with to quit smoking. There's also a lot of great natural methods that you can follow to do that, because some people really do want to quit and they just don't know how. Look, if that's you, we'll always be here to help you. Just give us a call, 888-283-7272, and we'll get you pointed in the right direction. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
.7272. What are you struggling with? Let's talk about it. Your health, your life. Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. That's it. Lifestyles are medicine. And really, what you have to understand is that you don't have to be stuck. That you could get to a place where you really can thrive and do well. And on this show, we want to help you do that. So no matter what you struggle with, just know that you can make good choices, and it can really transform your health. I want to jump in and talk about a food for a moment that I think is powerful. Foods are medicine. You'll hear me say that a lot because I really believe it. And the research now is proving it more and more that our foods are medicine. And the choices that we make every single day, really, it matters. So we're going to talk about what we call shiitake mushrooms. So shiitake mushrooms are amazing. Reishi mushrooms, as they call it, are widely referred to as medicinal mushrooms that due to a long history of medicinal use, and particularly in the Oriental medicine traditions, it's important to distinguish between extracts and the medicinal preparations made from the mushrooms. So the appearance is like they're whole foods, right? So they really are. And I got to tell you, guys, just as a little aside on this, mushrooms are one of the top superfoods to help with increasing testosterone. So eating mushrooms on a regular basis can help increase your T levels. Now, there's a whole protocol for that. If you want to go to my website, you'll find it there. There's a whole protocol of figuring out how to really get your levels where they need to be. You don't have to just take hormones therapy. You can get your levels where they need to be and do it in the right way, and in a great way, too. But immune support's another big one. So the benefits from these shiitake mushrooms are immune supports. It's been documented that shiitake mushrooms are amazing for immunity. The reason is they've got certain chemicals in them that can build the immune system up, make it extremely strong. So they have higher levels of, or they can increase a higher level of interleukin-1, beta, and tumor necrosis factor alpha. I know that just sounded like Japanese, but that's a big deal. And in the anti-cancer community, it's a huge deal. So those are basic terms that we know for a fact that these mushrooms can help. So there's all kinds of what we call beta-glucans and the polysaccharides that are in. But the fungus, which a mushroom is a fungus, right? Fungus, among us, has all these great benefits to it that can really help. Cardiovascular benefits of shiitake mushrooms have been documented in 3 basic areas of research. The first of the areas is cholesterol reduction. Okay, so that's a real big one. And the other is the nutrient is actually derived from adenine, which is one of the building blocks in the mushroom's genetic material of the DNA. And so another basic area of cardiovascular support involves the interaction between our cardiovascular system and our immune system. So recent studies have shown that the shiitake mushrooms can help protect us against cardiovascular diseases, including atherosclerosis. So by preventing too much of the immune cell binding to the lining of our blood, it really can help. All right, and I know that's a lot, but the reality is the stuff is good. How's that? Eat shiitake mushrooms. They're great. A lot of anti-cancer benefits like I was talking about. But other benefits that are really good too is that they've got a lot of antioxidants. That's something that we hear a lot about. Like you think vitamin C, antioxidant, okay. You hear that, think about it. So what does that even mean? Well, these antioxidants come in and they help protect our cells. So I want you to think about antioxidants like a shield that goes around the cells. And they've got a lot of great benefits for that. So something to look at. They're using it, of course, in supplements, and they make all kinds of great products with it. But these are really those superfoods that can make a difference all the way around. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. You can give us a call or go to the website. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. It's InShapeNetwork.com. Whatever you're struggling with, just know if the body can get sick, it can also get well. It is about lifestyle. Lifestyles are medicine, and that's a choice that we make every single day. 888-283-7272. Give us a call. You can go to the website. Now, here's the deal. All the social media and all that, you got to join us there so that we can be a part of everything that you're doing. We want to jump in and encourage you, walk with you through that process, and really help you along the way. Because at the end of the day, that is the key. You just need a coach, right? However, you need somebody sometimes just to take you by the hand and help. And I like teaching. That's one of my favorites. I just love to teach and help and provide information to push you. That's what I like to do is the push and encourage you. That's the key. Diane, you're next with us on the phones. How can I help?
I'm having some stomach problems. I've had an endoscopic. I've had a colonoscopy a couple of years ago, but endoscopic just not too long ago. And I've had cancer of the breast removed, and I'm taking Astrazole. But ever since I've taken that, I blow up very bad with gas. Now I've got severe stomach. It feels like pulled muscles. So I would like to know what's going on, because the doctor says I have polyps in there, I have an ulcer, and I had bleeding on the inside, but he didn't know why. So any suggestions would be a good suggestion.
So I think one thing you've got to look at, and this is important, is I think that you really have to look at your eating habits. And I know that sounds so basic and so simple. It could just be a buildup of yeast. It could be a fungal type infection or buildup that needs to be cleared and detoxed. And that sounds simple, but at the same time, most of what we experience when our life is disrupted or just when our day-to-day is disrupted, you always need to have it ruled out. Like, it's smart to go to your doctor, have some test run, and them look at you. And like, matter of fact, we love this. Like, we won't even do any form of health coaching with people unless they've had this done. Okay. So it's important if you're having these weird symptoms, go to your doctor. They do all these tests. They look at you and they say, you know what? We don't know what's going on. Everything's clear on this end. That's a great, I know it may be frustrating, but that enables a health coach really now to dig in and do the work. Because if there's something major medically wrong, you've got to get that dealt with first. You know, because people want to just do everything natural. Like, for example, if you get diagnosed with diabetes, okay, cool. Go get diagnosed. You've got diabetes, as an example. Now a health coach or a health coach provider, someone that does more lifestyle-based medicine, can say, okay, here's the major medical condition we're dealing with. Here is the lifestyle plan that we need to follow, right? Versus I'm having night sweats, I'm passing out and fainting, I don't know why, I'm peeing all the time. Oh, well, let's just eat this way. Now, eating that way could probably help, and following that plan can probably help, but if the blood sugar levels are really high, you need to be on some kind of metformin for a period of time, right? So that's where it really ties together and comes in. So you have to be in a place where all of that makes total sense, and that's what I would shoot for first and foremost. So I think that it's good to have a good game plan, a good team around you so that you can make good decisions. And when it comes down to that, it really, although it seems frustrating, I would start with this. So if you've had tests done, ask for different ones, ask for them to check, or get with a health coach provider, ask them to help check on your nutritional deficiencies to find out what those are and to understand what that really means. Okay, so to find out where your nutritional weaknesses are, what kind of game plan you need to follow, what plan that even is, or what it even means. So that's a big key. All right, that's a big key. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. Give us a call or go to the website. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. That's InShapeNetwork.com. Let's get on the phones now and go to Michael. Hi, Michael.
I asked about a PSA test I had done, a blood test on my prostate. It was 37. I was wondering if that was high.
Brother, if you had a 37 on your PSA, it's very high, okay? So anything above 4, like when you hit 4, they start thinking cancer. Now, the other news is it could be a false reading. And so they should, whenever it's really high, that's really high, by the way. When it's really high like that, you need to have them retest it because it could be a false read. It could be a bad test. That's always a possibility. So I'm sure they may, if they haven't suggested it, you should suggest it to them. And if they haven't done anything as far as treatment, I'm surprised because that's very elevated. Now, here's the other thing you got to think about. When the PSA elevates, you have to look at if it doubles. So that's the other big marker. So if it's like 3 1 year and 4 the next year, that's not that big of a deal. Okay, you shouldn't be like scared or worried. If it's 3 1 year and 6 the next year, that's something to be concerned about and something to explore a little bit more. Okay. Now, we'll tell you that when it comes down to the prostate, there's some things that are overlooked in treatment and care. One of the things that are overlooked in treatment and care is to have them look at your different hormones. Estrogen, there's 3 of them, okay? But estrogen tends to be a major piece of why men's prostate swells. And there's some major debate in prostate health right now, diagnosis and treatment. I mean, like it's really going through, like the whole standard of care thing, there's a lot of discussions. Because I think we jumped to surgery too quickly. But I can tell you this, is that estriol, there's 3 estrogens. Estriol is an antagonist, meaning that when it's low, estradiol goes up. Estrone goes up. When estriol is at a normal level, it's very hard for the prostate to swell. So I would look into that. There's some great research done by some endocrinologists on this subject. And if you need help with that, just let us know. 888-283-7272.
Are you ready to chow? It's time for Keto Chow. When it comes to eating healthy, the keto diet has become one of the nutrition leaders in optimizing health, losing unwanted weight, and reaching your health and wellness goals. No extravagant cooking, no long kitchen cleanup, and most importantly, especially for me, it's convenient. Just put quality Keto Chow powder in a bottle, add some heavy whipping cream or your favorite fat, a little water, and boom! Boom! Shake it up and you're ready to chow. Keto Chow tastes amazing. So make Keto Chow easy for you and your family today with Keto Chow. Let's go chow. Visit Keto Chow online at ketochow.xyz. That's ketochow.xyz.
Connect with On Call Radio and watch On Call TV at InShapeNetwork.com.
What are you struggling with? Let's talk about it. Your health, your life. Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. Lifestyle is the medicine. So the choices we make every single day, they do matter. And they do make a difference. So we want to help you no matter what you're struggling with, whatever you're dealing with. If the body can get sick, it can also get well. So lifestyle is the key to make the best choices that you can each and every day. That's what you got to focus on. Okay, so exercise is a big one. It's one of those that it's kind of like I can get people to eat chicken, baked chicken and broccoli, or grilled fish, but to get somebody to exercise sometimes can be difficult. And there are those that love exercise. Like I'm one of those that just can't go a day without it. I mean, I do take off days so that I don't wear myself down, but I really do. I enjoy it. I love it. It's something it's a part of my life. But it's tough for a lot of people, right? It's just something that people just don't really enjoy. And it's difficult for them to really get into that phase and really go after it. So, but one thing that's cool about exercise, if you've ever heard of what's called an arrhythmia or an irregular heartbeat, okay, there's medications you can take for that. People lay off exercise when that happens. However, regular exercise, they say now, may help older women avoid this condition. So they're actually saying now that exercise regularly can actually diminish it or cause it to even reverse, potentially. There was a study done in the Journal of American Heart Association talking about this. And, of course, the atrial fibrillation, or AFib, is along these lines. It's where the heart rhythm is off. And this is pretty clear that when exercise is performed, that these symptoms do go down. Atrial fibrillation is an electrical disorder of the heart that causes it to beat in a rapid and disorganized way. Stress can be a big trigger. And the condition increases a person's risk of stroke and heart failure. Some studies have shown the elite athletes may develop atrial fibrillation as a result of regular strenuous efforts. So the study, of course, is continuing. They're allowing people to see more and more of that. The study involved more than 80,000 participants in the Women's Health Initiative, which is an observational health study involving women aged 50 to 79. And at the start of the study, researchers asked the women how often they walked outside for more than 10 minutes a day. And it was pretty staggering. Hardly anybody did anything. So you got to look at that. So obesity comes, and really older age and obesity combined, comes with a number of physical changes that have been linked to the development of AFib, including inflammation in the enlarged heart and an altered heart rate, which the researchers noted. Now, on average, if somebody lost weight and were physically more active, the risk of atrial fibrillation would be lower. And so, again, it's one of those things you got to jump in, really make a transition in your mindset, because the mindset's everything. How you think, how you focus, what you do, all of that makes a difference with someone when they're getting focused on what to do. And that's one thing that I would definitely jump in on is your habits. That's the key. Because with AFib, again, B vitamins are a major player for these things. Getting those balanced out is a big deal. But I would really jump in and think about it when you're looking at something like this, is what can you do to make good choices for your body to really begin to thrive and do well. And it comes down to exercise. Exercise is a major key and a major focus in this. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. You can give us a call or go to the website, InShapeNetwork.com. Let's get over to the phones and go to Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
My problem is severe muscle cramps starting from my chest area down through the abdominal area, into my legs, into my feet. this is an everyday, every night occurrence, and I'd just like to get some more information on that.
So one of the things about the cramping is most of the time there's a mineral deficiency. Okay, most of the time there's a mineral deficiency. And it could be magnesium, it could be potassium, it can be any of those. Most of the time it's magnesium, okay? But it could be the other ones as well. But I would look at, first and foremost, getting some blood testing done, all right, work done to figure out what your deficiencies are, where the weak spots are. And if you really have major weaknesses, then that's going to be an issue. But if you don't, the muscle cramps, I mean, again, pretty easy to go away. Some people drink like quinine, right? Tonic water, and hoping it has the grenadine or whatever the quinine in it. It's I don't like that method. Doctors will kind of recommend it, but I think with apple cider vinegar and a real good magnesium glycinate, that you can get great results with it. But it may be something different. It may be potassium. It could be any of the others. So you really have to dial in and figure out exactly what mineral it is, because also you don't want to throw that off, and that can happen. So you need to figure out what that is, and testing can get that done. If you need help with that, just let us know, and we can get one of our health coach providers there to connect with you. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call, or go to the website, go to InShapeNetwork.com. It's InShapeNetwork.com. We're here for you each and every day. So that's the key. Now, I've got Christopher, who sent an email in real quick. He wants to know how to drop the extra belly fat. Christopher, I got to tell you, get your hormones checked. When you've got extra belly fat, it's going to come down to that. It really is. I don't care if you eat great, exercise perfect, you've got the ultimate game plan. If the hormones are not balanced, then that's going to be one of the big keys. And you've got things like testosterone, growth hormone, all three estrogens, progesterone, all of that plays a role in this. And it's about getting those balanced, and that will give you the greatest bit of success in the journey. Puts another hour in the charts. I want to thank our producer, Jay Patrick, engineer John Garrison, and the rest of the team. Go tell one person something you learned on the show. Together, we can transform the health of our friends, our families, and our communities. You're listening to the show that helps you get well, stay well, and live well.
Did you know you could listen to the ASA RX audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the ASA RX audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.